This thing is pretty much driving itself. Hey guys, I'm Johan Potgieter, and as a professional athlete and entrepreneur, you have bad days, and sometimes you have things that happen in your life that you think to yourself, whoa, this is too good to be true. Now this is the new GWM P300 bakkie, and I'm here to see if today is going to be one of those days. Now this new P300 is the successor to the P series that, as we know, came to throw a bit of a spanner in the works for all the other bakkie brands in South Africa, especially in terms of value. Now, a lot of people are still skeptical about these Chinese cars that's entered the market, and understandably so. In South Africa, we really love our bakkies, and there's a bunch of established brands that stood the test of time already. So entering that market is never an easy case. But I remember a time that Hyundai and Kia was also new in South Africa, and people were really suspicious about these Korean brands that came into our market. But today they are household names, and both of them actually offer really good resale values on the second-hand market as well. Now there are three different versions of this new P300. The one is the LT 2x4, the one is the LT 4x4, and then you get the LT Limited, or in short, the LTD, which comes as standard with a winch, off-road tires, metal bumpers, and a snorkel. Now all three of these models also come as standard with a 7-year 200,000 kilometer warranty, a 75,000 kilometer 7-year service plan, and a 7-year 200,000 kilometer roadside assistance. Now at the heart of this bakkie sits a 2.4 litre turbo diesel engine that produces 135 kilowatt and 480 newton meters of torque. Now that's the same engine across the whole range. If I'm honest, not the nicest sounding diesel engine that I've heard, but it pulls strongly until way past the national speed limit, and overtaking is pretty much effortless. And it's also very nicely complemented by this 9-speed automatic gearbox that always makes sure you're in the right gear for acceleration, as well as in nice cruiser gears for fuel economy on the long roads. Now, economy-wise, driving around town, I've been hitting about 11-12 liters per 100 kilometers, which is not bad. I would say pretty much standard for a high-powered bakkie like this. And then driving on the highway, you shouldn't have any problem getting this bakkie to under 10 liters per 100 kilometers. So let me talk a little bit about the interior. So this is where things get really interesting. So upon getting into the car, I'm greeted by two iPads. And they are really easy to operate, and it gives you a bunch of settings, and yeah, they work pretty flawless. You can change a bunch of stuff on here. Very easy to use. And then the quality of the interior materials, like the door here, some nice leather and stitching, all good materials. Everything seems pretty solid. I have to say, I'm really impressed about that. But one thing I have to talk about is all the features this car has, and it's actually too much to have memorized it and tell you guys, and I don't want to make a half an hour long video. So what I did was I wrote it down, and then just the most important ones. There's way more, but I'll read them all to you. So let's go. So interior features: leather steering wheel, paddle gear shifters, electronic gear shifter, auto hold, electric auto dimming rear view monitor or rear view mirror, auto air conditioning, leather seats, electrically adjustable drivers and passenger seats, front heating in the front driver's seat, wireless charger, keyless entry, smart key, voice recognition. I can talk to this car. On the outside, a tailgate step that comes out that you guys will see in the start of the video. Something small, but it works so well. And then a sunroof in a bakkie as standard. That's awesome. And then the intelligent driving systems, adaptive cruise control, rear parking sensors, park distance control, lane departure warning system, lane change assist, driver fatigue monitoring system, blind spot detection, auto emergency braking, front collision warning, rear collision warning, emergency signal system, traffic sign recognition, front radar system, 360-degree panoramic view, auto high beam assist, daytime running lights, roll movement intervention, up and downhill assist, secondary collision mitigation, trailer sway mitigation. If this was a rugby game in the car industry, this car would get a red card without mitigation for offering too much value. It's crazy. And then, of course, all the safety features that you can imagine. Airbags all around. It's too much to mention it all. This is mega, mega value. So another thing I really like about this car is the space you have here on the back seats. So this seat is in quite a tall person's position, and look how much space I have here. Incredible. And it's so comfortable. And check this. If you're someone like me who likes to pack a lot of things and you need space for packing, check this. These seats fold up like this, and you got all this space here to pack a lot of stuff and keep it safely inside your vehicle. Very, very cool. So let me talk a bit about how this car drives. Now, first of all, it doesn't really feel like a lot of the bakkies that I've driven before. It's actually very SUV-like. And I guess it's a good thing, because most of the people that buy these cars drive it on the road anyway most of the time. So then the comfort of a SUV-like feeling really comes into play. For example, if you go over a speed hump, you get a bit of wallowiness, which I don't get from a lot of the other bakkies that I've driven. But it makes it a lot softer and a lot more comfortable. Some of the things that I don't like is initially when I got into the car, the throttle was quite really responsive. So I'd push it in a little bit and the car just wanted to go. And I was like, whoa, 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 easy, boy, easy, easy. But once again, it's something that I got used to and now it's not a problem anymore. The second thing is the brake. And not that it's not strong, because it is, but it's a bit lethargic with the feeling initially. So it makes the car feel a bit heavier when you try and slow it down. But it's also not a deal breaker. I'm used to it now, so it's something that I'm willing to live with every day when I've got this car. And I will gladly take this car right now on a long trip. These leather seats are really comfortable. The steering wheel feels really good. It's 37 degrees outside right now. The aircon is cooling me down pretty nice. Yeah, everything seems pretty solid. I'll drive this thing long distance, no problem. So, is this car too good to be true then? Well, in my opinion, pretty close. It basically offers unmatched value, a powerful engine, a comfortable drive, and loads of practicality. Normally, you would go sit in the chair and pick your extras and wonder how much the price will go up. In this buckie's case, I would go sit in the chair and ask them, how much could I save if you took this away, and this away, and this away? That's how many features this thing has. Of course, it's not perfect, but at the rate that these Chinese brands are improving and innovating, I'm really curious to see where they will be in the next 5 years. But at 599,000 for the 2x4, 649,000 for the 4x4, and 699 for the LTD, you would hardly believe what you're all getting for that price. In terms of reliability, well, only time will tell. All we know is the outgoing P series didn't have any major issues, and mostly people were pretty happy with it. So should you buy one of these? Well, I would strongly consider it, or definitely encourage you to take it for a test drive if you are on the market for a new bakkie. So guys, if you like this video, please hit like and hit the subscribe button, and I'll keep these videos coming. Whew!